What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Banished. So, let's see if we can go ahead and start solving this problem by creating possibly a bigger problem. I got some positive feedback on my strategy last week, so let's go ahead and execute it. No one said nay, and I got a couple thumbs on it, so here we go, I guess. Make it work. Alright, let's, oh, goodness. We're having people freeze to death now. The coats aren't keeping them alive anymore. Okay. Woodcutter, go. Chop wood. Chop the wood. We're gonna run out of everything before we even get to execute this plan, aren't we? So bad. At least we have a miner trickling in some tools, though there's not many. Man, how did we even get to this? We're at 44 people. How did we even get to this point? So bad. Oh, this is very frustrating. Our health is down to 2. Our food is just right there. Our coats doubled. Our coats went from 5 to 10. Great. Means we have a lot of leather, and actually we have a fair bit of wool as well. We might be able to just go ahead and switch back to warm coats instead of the hide coats we're making right now. We do have a fair bit of wool. We're not waiting on the wool. Gatherers would be awesome. Possibly. Possibly awesome. Possibly not. A general laborer would be great so long as we can get the stone. And right now the stone's going to be hard to come by. Although we are trying to remove this area. So, 2 laborers. Great. 45 people. Still struggling to get food, but some houses are warm. Some houses are getting warm over the summer. I'd love to turn them into stone houses. So they'd be more efficient fuel-wise, like wood cutting-wise, firewood-wise, but again, we don't have that stone. We've been struggling for stone the whole time, and it's been killing us. If we had something to trade, we had anything to trade so we could get some crops going, that would be magical. But we just don't. And it's so frustrating. We just don't have enough. Alright, so go ahead and make some warm coats again. We made some hide coats to deal with it, but now we're looking at a little bit of leather, a lot of bit of wool. Go ahead and turn that excess wool in. Now, on the flip side, I could just make hide coats and try and sell the wool. I don't know how I feel about that, because the reason why I got the sheep is so we could make warm coats. And the warm coats will help us from freezing, which right now is a very real possibility. A very, very real possibility that we're going to freeze to death. But we're up to 48 people. So we'll see. A little bit of firewood over here. Like to see that. And they can run over, grab their firewood. Running out of food again. No. Old age. That's fine. Old age happens. Get a second gatherer going. Or 8th gatherer, or whatever. Get some extra food to this house. They have a little 0-year-old child. Get over there and feed them. No. No. Well, we're not freezing as much, but that could very quickly change over the coming season. One person is hungry. Across 2 households, 1 person is hungry. Oh, boy. 2 people are hungry. Uh-oh. This is getting out of control. Oh, and people are freezing. Okay. I don't have anything to help. I mean, take the warm coats, people. Take the warm coats. Oh, boy. Yep, the child died. A gatherer died of starvation. And that house is now empty. That entire family just keeled over from starvation. Wow. Our graveyard is so overfull right now. Lost a fisherman. Drop it to 6. Get the gatherer. The gatherer is important. Hunter died of starvation. This is just not going well. A merchant has arrived. Look at that. Pear seeds. Yeah, I can't buy something like that. Not. I would love to, but there's just no way. Absolutely no way. We've got coats. For now, we have warm coats. Not a lot, but some. Those are the ones that people will use. Builder's doing all they can do, but you know, cut the builder out of the equation, make you into a hunter. I mean, I want to execute that plan, but it's just not realistic. It really isn't. That's a problem. Yeah, everyone's freezing again. Grand. Blacksmith died of starvation. Well, if we don't have a blacksmith, we don't need a miner. Looking at foresters, maybe. Let's just pour everyone back into food. I know we don't have tools. I don't think we can afford tools right now, which is really bad because tools are so vital. They are so vital. But we can't afford it. I would almost argue we have too many houses. Frozen to death. Frozen, 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 frozen. We're down to... Jeez. We're down to 34 people and 1.5 health. I think this... We are coming to the end of this little, town very soon, I think. I think we're pretty much screwed. I don't know if I can get out of this at this point. Drop a fisherman, go back to herdsman. We need the herdsman. I have a tailor doing what he can. Go ahead and stop the tailor. Take a drastic action here. That's our only hope, is to take a drastic action. Where is it? Is it here? Move housing. Cut our housing in half. That's going to make a lot of people homeless. They're probably going to keel over and die because we don't have a boarding house. We don't have the resources to build a boarding house. If perchance we do, increase the priority of the boarding house to be done pretty much immediately. I don't think that'll happen. I think we're gonna lose a lot of people to starvation. I think they're gonna freeze to death because they don't have a house. I don't necessarily want these places to be demolished. What I want is for them to be empty. It's a drastic measure, but I feel like I'm cutting I'm cutting our need for supplies by 1/3 by doing this. A little over 1/3, you know, about 35% or whatever. It will reduce our population some degree, but when you look at how many of these houses have, you know, they have young couples and some of them. Actually, they're all pretty much old people. So that kind of backfired. But for the ones that do have young people, they don't have a lot of children, which means they can bear a ton of children. This is a very young couple, 12 years old. They can bear a ton of children. And look, our food's already going up. Our food is already going up because we only have to feed these houses, not all of these houses. Which means let's put these all on pause. We have the logs for the most part for all of these, which is great. Some stone, but let's wait on that. Throw it into the boarding house if we can. I mean, we've already seen a little bit of an increase over here. Our labor is going to town. Yeah, and our labor has dumped the storage from these places, which is beautiful. That's exactly what we need. It gave us firewood back, it gave us food back, and it means we might stand a chance at turning this around. But only if this works. If this fails, this is a last-ditched effort. If this fails, we're gonna have to start a new town. There's nothing other than we have to start a new town if this fails. 9 people are homeless right now. I'm sorry, but gonna have to survive in the wilderness. I know you see some houses over here. You think, hey, I could probably sit in that house, get a little bit of shelter from the cold. But, you know, the mayor has dictated that those houses are not to be occupied. So I'm sorry, all 9 of you who need housing. You're not taking my food. You're not taking that food. I like that food. But the way things look right now, though, let's actually dump it down to 4. So we have 4 laborers. Go up to 6 foresters. Get some of that wood and firewood. And get a tailor going again. Because, again, we should have... Yeah, we have some wool. We have some leather. Should be able to make some more warm coats. Which, at the very least, will help keep the people that are homeless. It'll keep them in a situation where they're less likely to freeze to death. They quite possibly still will freeze to death, but they're less likely if they have a warm coat. Hey, we have iron. Look at that. We have iron. That's nice. 2 people died. 1 of old age, 1 froze. I assume the one that froze is probably the one that was homeless, whereas the old age person had a home. Possibly. I don't know. Really old couple. I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. We need a male in this house so we can keep popping out those babies. Babies desperately right now. Look at that. Look at that 1,000 food. We got food for days. Cut out the fisherman. No more fish. Nobody gets any fish anymore. Laborers running around. You know what? Let's actually switch that. Let's do a stonecutter and a miner. Never mind. The woodcutter died of old age, so miner. Just a miner. I would say iron's more important right now. Yeah, we need stone for the boarding house in order to give those 8 homeless people somewhere to live temporarily. But truthfully, we need iron more than we need stone. And our food will probably stabilize around 800, I'm thinking. Maybe it'll keep going up. If it keeps going up, I'm not going to complain. That's exactly what we need. Cabbage and mushrooms. Let's pause that for a second. Now, if we assume we will have warm coats, at least for a little while, maybe we can trade something in return. Maybe we can pick up a little bit of extra food here. I know it's looking like we don't need it, but for the past, like, 5 episodes, we've been out of food. So let's keep 50 wool in here, and 5 hide coats. And that's not taking a lot from us, except for possibly the wool. The wool is potentially a big deal. I don't know. We do need the cabbage. At the very least, we need the cabbage. The wool's worth 5. Fair. A homeless person is carrying the goods over. Okay. So we can trade 5 right now. 75 units. Well, let's get all 16 mushrooms. And then 75 minus 16 is 60, 59. Alright. Trade that away. go ahead and give me the rest of the cabbage if I can. There's no guarantee on the cabbage. Might leave before we can give him anything that he wants. We got... Oh, they just went over the wheelbarrow, carry the food away. Yeah, whatever. We could order any type of food we wanted. There's a lot down here. All this empty space down here is actually for workshop content, which if I do a new series after this one, if this one fails miserably, I might add in some workshop content. We'll see. Don't know. There's a lot of stuff on the workshop that actually looks fairly interesting. Right. Hide coat. There you go. Have fun. Keep making coats. We need them. I think it took the... Okay, you keep going back and forth. Okay, thank you. 5. Which means 75 more cabbage. Get some extra food variety in there. Food variety is absolutely huge. Wool. 6 wool. That'll give us 30 more cabbage. Beautiful. Inventory of wool. We'll see. I like having the cabbage. I think the cabbage will help bring our health up a little bit. I would like, if I had the opportunity, I would like to add my herbalists. I would like to get them back. Let's dump it down to 4 foresters. Shut down that herbalist. And open up this one down here. Get some herbs, get some health, get some life expectancy. Let's make this work. We need foresters because we need the wood, and we need the firewood, which is absolutely vital to our existence. Then maybe we can get the trader to go ahead and carry in the rest of the hide coats and possibly some wool. We don't have a lot of wool left, honestly. That's okay. We still have 19 warm coats for now only 6 homeless people. Apparently people have been dying. I've not been paying attention to dead people. Well, that's okay. We'll survive. Yeah, these need to be built too, huh? Well, how's the boarding house coming along? It's pretty much stalled. And our food supply is unsure of what it wants to be. Lovely. Taylor died of old age. Whoa. You know what? We're at 32 people. I think a lot of people must be dying from old age. Let's go up. Go up here. Old age. Well, okay, frozen, old age. We've been having enough old age deaths that the homeless people are actually taking the homes back from the old people. Which makes me want to put air quotes around old age. Yes, they died of old age, I'm sure. The homeless people are vying for anything they can get right now. Oh, all that stuff right there. Someone pick it up. Take it away. Yes, thank you. Take the food away. Haul it over to one of these things. Boom, look at that. Big influx of food. Herbalist already out of herbs. Okay. Or herbs, depending on where you're from, if you want to call it a herb. Probably not from America. No. I am. Sorry, just got to deal with herb. I've been raised with. Aha! A little bit of stone there. There's a lot of stone down here. Plenty of stone down here. But I don't want to just select all the stone and call it good. I mean, that's... We don't want to have to use that stone. We want to be able to use the stone from our quarry. Ideally. Go ahead and start stone cutting. It's a trickle, but that trickle will turn into a boarding house one day. Man. We're up to 2 health. Making a comeback. Let's get our tailor going again. Make more of those leather coats, please. The hide coats. We have a lot of leather. 82 leather plus another 8-ish. A lot of leather. Not a lot of wool. We're actually not harvesting that much wool right now. Which tells me that the backlog of wool that I saw really wasn't a backlog of wool. It was more of we haven't made any warm coats for like 5 years. So here's a bunch of wool. Because of that, zeroing out the wool. If wool is really that scarce, I thought we were making it faster, but if it's really that scarce, we cannot afford to just give it away. We need the wool. Make the warm coats. At least for now. 2,000 food. We're getting up there. Down to 6 gatherers. 2 laborers going around doing stuff. You know, let's actually go up to 3 woodcutters. Let's start trying to get to the point where we can export firewood again. I'd like to see that. I'd like to export some more firewood. We're at 7 of 7, 5 of 5, 22 of 23. Beautiful. Another laborer. Like to see that. So if anyone comes by, if they're trading basic commodities, you can trade with them. Hide coats. We'll see what the next merchant will have in the coming little bit. Should be showing up down the river anytime soon here. Should be. Somewhere. No idea. That's a very narrow. That's, you know what? If I was a merchant, going through this, it'd just be like kind of nerve-wracking. Gets really narrow in some places, really shallow water, and then you get out here and it's just like, oh, sweet, yes. Like all the sweet apples right here. And then boom, big lake. Oh, that has got to feel good. Easy to navigate. You know, if I'm a merchant. We're not merchants. We can pretend we're merchants, though. I'd like to be a merchant. Merchants can be... I like games that involve trading. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I like games that involve trading. One of those games... what's it called? I'm going to have to find it. I have a CD for the game. It's set in ancient Eastern China. It's similar to Banished, but like infinitely more difficult. And I don't remember what it's called. I used to play it all the time. It was so much fun. I never got anywhere. Like, I was terrible at the game, which might be why I'm so terrible at Banished. But still, I absolutely love the game. I'll have to try and find that. Maybe I can do a recording of that for you guys. Like I said, it's an old game. Like, you know, late 90s, early 2000s. Ancient game. You know. But it was fun. It was for the PC. If I can find that, and if it works, there's no guarantee it'll still work. I mean, on Windows 7 here. Now, when a game is designed to run on Windows 95 or 98 and you're on Windows 7, it might not work. Although this game's been fairly resilient. I think it does. I'll have to find it. Like I said, did we not get a merchant? Bloody hell. Ah, game. Why do you do this to me? Okay, let's go ahead and go back up to 8 gatherers. My food is getting a little too low for me. You know, it's kind of scary. A little bit too low. Fix that problem. For now. Fix it for now. A lot of that leather, beef, and venison? Possibly. Probably. Really appreciate if someone would go over here and build this road. It's more there to look pretty than anything. Although, actually, never mind. Let's cancel that road. Can't I put a little farm over here somewhere? Oh, I probably did this already. It's too small, isn't it? I could put a stockpile over here. So that's a 3x4. Could I even, dare I say, put a storage barn? Oh god, no, that's huge. That is much larger than I thought, but... Oh, that's so frustrating. It's just right there. Oh. Because if I could sneak a house in there, I mean, that would be beautiful. That would just be wonderful. Good here. We are good here. Hey! Welcome! You're late! Sheep. Don't want sheep. Get out of here. You're late, and I don't care about your products, therefore... You, sir... Probably a sir. Looks like a sir. Probably a sir. Could be a madam. Very skinny merchant. I can't zoom in any further to determine if their chest is, like, angled or not. And I imagine that's where they're keeping the sheep. I do not appreciate you. Not appreciate you in the least. Better row out of here. You better happily row out of here. Find someone else to trade your sheep to. I don't need your sheep. I got sheep. I breed them. I will sell them. Except I need their wool and their venison. On a happier note, 2.5 health. We're getting there. I feel like the herbalist is helping. Herbalist, constant supply of food, little bit of warmth. You know, things that might make people healthy. Like we're getting somewhere. 3 stone. Haha. Like I said, it'll be a trickle. But a trickle's better than nothing. Make some warm coats. I feel like we're running out of those. Yeah, we got 6 warm coats. 42 wool. 6 warm coats. And 15 hide coats. Lots of hide coats. I will probably go ahead and put a stockpile over here, if I'm honest. If anything, because of this bridge that will inevitably be built here. If I'm trying to transfer resources between the 2 locations, a stockpile right there is ideal. Although, and this could backfire, so I may not actually do it. These mines down here. Oh, shut up about the reserve of food. The reserve of food is beautiful. You don't even understand, game. The reserve of food is, like, phenomenal. We're doing great on food. You just need to be quiet, game. I got this. My extreme plan to reduce population has actually worked. Anyways, the people that work in these mines in the future may feel that this stockpile is closer than these stockpiles. I would much rather them go to these stockpiles because the blacksmith is right there. I mean, they're going to fill up this one, obviously, but that's fine. That's what that's for, that they just, you know, they leave the mine, carry the iron over to here, and go right back in the mine. And the blacksmith can come down and pick up the iron and whatever, but you know, this is for quick transport. If I put one over here, not quick transport. It's the long way around everywhere. So, probably just have to leave that empty. Which goes back to my original point. Build a road. What about over here? I know we are trying to figure out... Because I don't think... Yeah, we can't build another road bit in here to connect up the tunnel to the bridge. If we wanted to connect up here, we would have to either go along the coast... And there's... We almost need to figure out what we're going to build here before we actually do anything else. Because I can go all the way down to here and go across. No. Want another school over here? And probably not. If anything, this will probably end up being either more housing or another tailor or blacksmith, maybe. Or a tavern. I could put a tavern over here. What is that, by the way? That's a hospital. Put it. That works. Put the tavern right next to the hospital. 3 health. That could work. Seems convenient. Although that doesn't actually work. Huh. Well, again, we have that little bit of space. It just kind of narrows the gap. Okay. If I do it that way. If I do it that way. I don't know. I don't know! Where do I want it to go? But a tavern right here would actually be kind of good. Because we'd have... It'd be right next to all of this, so it'd keep people happy. And assuming we expand this way through the tunnels to do some stuff over here, there will be housing over here. Tavern. You know, we got the bridge, housing over here. Kind of a walk, but still tavern. Plus, it's right next to this one, which is right across, again, a bridge to the other housing up here. So, it seems like a good place to put a tavern. Have I actually located an additional location for a tavern? Probably not. Not something I usually build, to be honest. And it may never get built, but I can plan it. I can plan for it. Yeah, probably going to go ahead and put it there. Make a tavern. And... Rude. That works. And then a kind of a back road dealio over here. Hopefully they can just kind of walk along the coast and use the makeshift road thingy. Call it that. Back through here. And if that's the case, we can kind of plan our road to look something like that. Kind of goes behind. Which begs the question, what is actually left over here to fill? Some, not a lot. Basically enough space to put in one house is what it amounts to. And a house here, truthfully, is probably not a bad idea. It's not ideal, but it's an efficient way to use space. So we'll plop a house right there. Go ahead and pause that and pause that. Don't care about the tavern. Again, I don't think the tavern's really ever going to get built, but it's planned for, at the very least. And actually, not cancel remover. Cancel, or remove the house. If we're going to do a house, we may as well do a plan for a stone house, because the next time we're going to be building a house, it's probably some time from now. So, when we do it, let's make it a stone house. Let's just start making stone houses, planning for the future. We're actually at 11 iron. Wonderful. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. So, looks like we may have turned it around. We may have fixed our problem. Let's not get overly optimistic here. We're not out of the woods yet. We still don't have any stone. We don't have any herbs. We have food. But last time we had food, that very quickly went away. Well, let's be careful. Let's make sure we get some firewood going. Plans for the future. We need firewood so we can start opening up these houses again. Open up very slowly, one at a time. Just don't get overzealous. Don't get overeager. And let the stone trickle into the boarding house, so that if we have to do this again, everyone has somewhere to go so they don't have to freeze to death. At least that's the idea. That's it for this episode, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. DFTBA.